I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Robots! Or...
This is breaking news.
Now to our coverage of the verdict in former President Trump's criminal trial. Yesterday, Trump was found guilty on 34 counts of falsifying business records.
Donald Trump, the first former president to be convicted.
Guilty! Guilty as fuck on 34 felony counts. It's a celebration. This is the first time in history that an ex-president has been found guilty of crimes, and not that many presidents haven't committed crimes. And to be honest, as Americans, as long as you're doing your presidential duty, we're okay with a little crime.
And I take my responsibility for my part in all of this.
But this guy is a crime Costco. He's like the guy that drives down the breakdown lanes for miles to pass stop traffic. Well, eventually, one of us has to T-bone that bitch into a retaining wall so he knows he ain't special. The man that claimed election fraud.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
Got convicted of felonies that had to do with election fraud. And sidebar, since 2015, we at the Titus Podcast Armageddon Update have been telling you this guy is a scumbag loser, and we have been right every single time. But you chose to vote for him. You chose to give a businessman a shot. He's a 6-time bankrupt loser, serial cheater, con man, liar, and now convicted felon. And the maggots will still vote for him. Here's what Sweet Potato Hitler was convicted of. 34 felony counts of falsifying business records to conceal a crime, which is a crime, and unlawfully interfering with the 2016 presidential election through a $130,000 hush money payment to a porn star. Thomas Jefferson is turning in his grave. That's next to the slave's grave that he fell in love with and had many kids with. See, we're fine with a little bit of crime. Trump committed a crime to conceal a crime, and it turns out that's a crime. But what was the harm of that? So, he screwed a porn star. And Smirky McSmirkystein over on Fox said,
that makes him a sex god.
Yeah, so what's the big deal? Well, he got to be president because they hid it. And while he was president, he lost 6 million jobs, did nothing to help Americans, gave tax cuts to billionaires, lost 200,000 manufacturing jobs, separated immigrant families from their kids, did nothing on health care, infrastructure. He screwed our farmers out of billions with his China tariffs and ran up $7 trillion in debt. And by all estimates, because he wanted to use disinfectant or a powerful light to stop a deadly pandemic. This is after, by the way, he closed all the pandemic offices, including the one in Wuhan, China. Because he screwed the pooch on COVID so bad, we had 400,000 excess deaths. You hear that? That's ghosts clapping. And they're clapping because this lowlife who cheats on his wife, committed election fraud, lied 32,000 times while president, golfed over 300 days in 4 years, made us a laughingstock worldwide, screwed our farmers, minorities, immigrants, and every hard-working American who didn't get a permanent tax cut, but Exxon did. The guy who made a deal, not with the Afghani government, but with the terrorists and the Taliban, who were released from prison, hauled ass to Kabul, and one of them blew up a bomb vest and killed 13 soldiers while Biden tried to get everybody out in 3 days. This guy also lost millions because he sexually assaulted women. That's the Republican nominee for president. Nice way to class it up, you sheep. Now your guy, your number one Fuhrer, has been convicted of 34 felonies. Well, what does this mean? Is it the election over? Nope. Hitler did 5 years in prison for trying to overthrow an election, got out, and then started a world war and killed 6 million Jews.
You had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly.
We are not out of the woods yet, people. He could still win. Because as I've said before, it's not his fault. Scumbags are going to scumbag. Con men will con. Liars are going to lie. Cheaters are going to cheat. And whiny bitches will bitch.
This is a very sad day for America. The whole world is watching. It's all worked. It's all rigged. The whole thing, the whole system is rigged.
It's his voters' fault. The ones who claim to follow Jesus, yet vote for Satan's concierge. They say they love the cops while they beat Capitol Police to stop a free and fair election. They say they love America and democracy and vote for a man who told us he was going to be a dictator on day one.
You would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
We know who Trump is.
We New Yorkers used to tolerate him when he was just another grubby real estate hustler masquerading as a big shot. A two-bit playboy lying his way into the tabloids.
You don't fuck around in this place. You got it? Yeah. Get out of here.
Thank you.
And we've known for decades, it's not his fault if America dies. It's his voters' fault. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. 34 felon convicted. Guilty. Finally! You know what? Nothing's gonna fucking happen. But still, you gotta love it. Oh. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. With me as always, to check the monitors, by the way. Are we all pretty on camera?
Well, two of you are pretty.
Okay. Thank you, Chaplain. And
that's why I meant the dogs.
I was trying to write an Armageddon update, and I know people are going to go, "Why? How come he's not writing about the Trump thing? Have we written about Trump enough? Can we?" And we're in the middle right now. It's Wednesday, so we haven't heard the verdict yet.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going to happen with the verdict.
I can't sleep.
You know, man, this is such the shitty this is like the weenie case.
Yeah.
Like he screwed a porn star to help. I get it's election fraud, and someone pointed out that he probably would have lost if this would have came out, and then the tape would have came out, the grab pussy tape.
Yeah.
They would have, if they would have, by the way, this sounds like something you buy online. Are you alone? We're going to send in right now for a roll of grab pussy tape. By the way, and if you order right now.
You haven't introduced us yet.
Oh, with me as always, lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
There could be only one.
Sorry, guys.
It feels like the country is waiting for their cancer biopsy to come back. Like this is like that moment of like,
yeah, and even if it's the worst news ever, you're gonna be like, eh.
Yeah, well, we knew this was. I do feel a pain in my side.
If he gets away with it, it's gonna feel like
yeah, but also if he gets convicted, he's not necessarily going to go to jail, right? So
no, but it is going to be something that Biden has as a weapon for the entire rest of the campaign,
which he started using. Robert De Niro made an appearance with some of the January 6th
De Niro's
officers.
I am a fan. I've always been a fan of Robert De Niro, but for life.
He went right into like, because he's like,
this guy's a clown.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Did you see what the other dude yelled
you
at him?
Motherfucker,
Did you see what the guy was yelling at him? I was like, oh, no, what are you doing? Yeah. You're the dumbest dude ever. That's Robert De Niro. Even if he's not that gangster, he knows all of them.
He's in multiple mafias.
What are you doing, man? Exactly. He's the guy, yes.
He's taxi driver.
Yeah.
I like how you say gangster.
Gangster.
Hey, guys, I'm a gangster.
That's how you rap it.
You are a gangster. He actually called the guy a gangster. He's like, are you yelling? This guy's a clown. What are you talking about?
Isn't he? What is the truth behind that? He's not made, but he's protected by. What are the rumors? Because
the rumors are that he has done such a good job of representing in film all these mobsters that nobody talks shit about Robert De Niro and Trump to a point. The worst thing I heard was this yesterday. He goes, I didn't realize Robert De Niro was that small.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I don't even understand. Him body shaming people is the most fascinating maneuver.
All right,
for me.
kitten heels. Hey, thank you, kitten heels.
It's not even just that. It's like
you're really only. I'm small, but I'm not wearing
things.
lifts. I'm not wearing lifts.
It's all the diaper, the girdle, the hair, the tan. It's like you can't, bro.
Yeah,
that isn't you are not allowed to flex on other people's looks. That's a given.
No.
We're all. I mean, he is a train wreck.
He's got zero.
You
absolutely negative.
I mean, to be fair,
you made a Chinaman hat out of hair and then flipped it over your head. What are you doing?
He was in court the other day, and we were both like, "Whoa!" Because it was
swirling like
the
a ice cream
frisbee
oh,
was
yeah.
like out
and
here.
it went like this. It was like there's just enough wind to flip it, so it looked like what, dude? What are you?
That's why he doesn't like windmills. Got it. That's why he's against windmills.
Explain that to me.
Make
any of it make sense.
He is in the
I'm so
pocket.
tired of stupidity.
He's in the pocket of the oil lobby, and the oil lobby does not want any kind of
competition,
renewable energy, because they're all old and they're going to die soon, and they really don't give a shit about the planet for their great grandkids and grandkids. And so he's like, windmills cause cancer. Like, it's like, don't let him go make something up. Don't like, hey, Trump, just say whatever you want about the windmills. No. Don't ever say that to him. Don't ever say, just make something up. Because he will. He'll make some shit up that you're like, what?
Yeah. Let's unpack that. How exactly does wind cause cancer? How exactly? Can we?
Noise.
Oh, is it
birds.
the noise?
He goes, he said, under every windmill, there's just a pile of birds. What?
Not because of the blades.
What? It's a pile of birds. Slowly on chemo. Birds on chemo. Under windmills. No, I thought they were hit by the blade. They killed.
GoFundMe for the birds.
We are.
So they're finished. They've left for today. Jury's deliberating. They've requested.
I'm scared.
David Pecker and Michael Cohen's testimony about the meeting.
David Pecker.
The catch and kill meeting.
Catch and kill Pecker.
I was just saying how tired I was of stupidity, and here we are.
And then
celebrating it.
And then I showed up. You manifested me. Titus and Pity. Hello.
They're going to be back 9:30 in the morning, but they're also going to hear from the judge before then. This afternoon, before they left, the jury asked to hear a readback of 4 separate parts of witness testimony, including David Pecker, Michael Cohen. They also have now asked to rehear the judge's instructions on the law that he gave them. So they want Pecker's testimony about his phone conversation with Trump in June 2016, his testimony about not finalizing Trump's payment to AMI for Karen McDougal's life rights, his testimony about the August 2015 Trump Tower meeting, and Cohen's testimony about the Trump Tower meeting.
Aren't we concerned that they need to hear this back? You need to. Can I hear that one more time? Let me just make sure.
I think they're probably, well, it's 39 counts. So they'll probably want to get.
Oh yeah, throw the counts. Got it.
But also, I look. I read the list, the witness profiles, and there's a couple people that are like bankers, and there's a couple like a real estate guy, and there's some people that you go, these guys are Trump guys.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know.
One guy gets his record from True Social.
You don't know.
One side guy said he gets his news from True Social.
Damn it.
So it's like, yeah, if you. So
I think though that
all it takes is one juror to go, nope.
Yes, and you should have faith in the justice system and the legal system that we always talk about people needing to have faith in.
And I should have faith in it because I'm not black. So I can.
I just think that those are 12 randomly selected members of society who have sworn an oath to be impartial and deliberate based on the evidence.
Well,
and I am tired of everybody being like, oh, because you're doing what Trump does. They're all Democrats. Every one of them are Democrats. You don't, bro, you don't even know. We don't know that.
I guess you're right. It does seep in the news and all these pundits. Because by the way, we start to think the news is news and the news isn't news. It's a bunch of fucking people giving their opinions. Like no one knows anything. No, the people that are in the courtroom are giving like what they think is going on. And they always, and it's always after they've made notes. You're absolutely right. But it does soak in. At one point you listen to it enough and you think, well, okay, so what if one juror says no and just holds his ground? Well, then it's a hung jury. But that would take, listen, it's pretty obvious. Hey, is Pecker here? Because it's hung. We like to, we think we have a hung jury. Well, we need Pecker's testimony. Don't get me started. You started dumb, and then you made complaint about dumb, and yet you add to the dumb.
I appreciate dumb from time to time. It's better than snipey, which is where we were headed.
But what happens is I think so. They kept saying it's going to be one guy. It'll be one guy. You know, all it takes is one. And I kept thinking, oh, if that one guy just holds his ground. But why would you do that? Like, if it's pretty obvious just from what we know.
Right, exactly.
Just listening to the phone call, you're like, you guys were trying to like save the election. So
on a crime that Michael Cohen was already convicted of.
The crime the crime that Trump is charged with, as I said in one of the earlier Armageddon updates, is not the similar crime. It's the fucking crime.
Yeah.
Do you need more precedent?
The same crime. It's the exact actual crime. It's not
when he pled guilty, the paper said he did at the direction of and for the benefit of Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So now we've got Donald Trump, and everybody's like, yeah, the legal system, judicial system has been weaponized.
Shut up, man. You know, it's weaponized, except Hunter Biden, who was never in office, was hanging out with the hookers at a beach house. He, for some reason, gets brought, because that's how you weaponize. They always say the other side's doing what they're actually doing every single time.
Yep.
And then we've got all these pundits talking about what could happen. What could he make it off? I don't think he's going to get off. I don't think he's going to go to jail. I think that'll be weird to send him to jail. And again, this is the weeniest case. He stole thousands of top secret documents, and then was like, I need them back. Well, if you didn't know you had them, because he said he didn't know he had them, and then you wanted them back. Wait. You said you want him back, but you didn't know you had him. They never said it. He said, Mother Teresa, here's where I knew Trump's in trouble. Today he said,
oh, this was great.
He said, Mother Teresa couldn't beat these charges. Well, first of all, Mother Teresa never fucked a porn star. Second of all,
that's what I just thought. I just thought your comparisons are so
insane.
They're not even in any way founded and grounded in truth or reality. Did you just compare? What?
Well, apparently Mother Teresa was kind of shitty, but so there is some overlap.
But again,
there.
Mother Teresa couldn't beat these charges. What does that mean? That means that these charges,
that he's a saint.
But it sounds like he thinks he's screwed.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
If he's saying
he
even she couldn't beat this, he thinks he's not beating it, is almost what it sounds. I mean, I'm trying to find sanity in something.
That he's saying he's innocent and he's perfect and he's done. I did nothing wrong.
He's still standing, and I never slept with Stormy Daniels, and made his attorneys say it in the closing arguments. A lot of the lawyers and legal pundits and stuff, they were saying it was odd to bring up again because it's not what he's on trial for, but they made sure to say, yeah, he can sleep with Stormy Daniels, but I just thought it was very odd. And he didn't mention Karen McDougal, but he also made them mention that he scored high in that golf tournament that day that he met Stormy Daniels.
No fucking way.
And then they actually they tracked the records. They went to the Tahoe thing and they tracked the records. He was 67th out of like 77.
But the lawyer asked Stormy Daniels, and you remember Donald Trump placing highly in that tournament, and she was like, I don't remember that.
So let's analyze the psychoticness of that. The sociopathic level that you're literally on trial. You're running for the highest office. You're on trial for basically committing almost treason. You hid information so you could get elected. And you're worried that someone needs to hear that your golf score was good? That's fucking psychotic.
That's what we've lived in for the last 7 years, though.
It's like if he was in handcuffs going to jail, he would still be saying, buy my gold shoe. He'd be wearing his gold shoes, still trying to sell his fucking horse.
He'd also be
shit.
like, by the way, you see this? I do not have tiny hands. It's actually clicked on the second one. On the second one, I can't get out of it.
Now he can't do this. He does this permanently.
What?
He has also now said on True Social, all caps, ridiculous, unconstitutional, and un-American. And then he said that Judge Juan Merchan is not requiring a unanimous decision on the fake charges against me.
Yes, that's how it works.
No, that's not.
Wait.
No. What?
No, I thought
Judge Merchan is not requiring a unanimous decision from the jury on the fake charges.
It just has to be a majority?
Oh my God. Do you see how easily you were just swayed by Donald Trump?
I don't know. You just said he's not requiring.
I just said Donald Trump posted
he's not requiring,
on True Social.
Right. That Judge Merchan is not requiring
a unanimous decision
on the charges.
Oh, God.
So he posted that, but that's not what John.
He's lying.
He's lying. Oh.
And Fox News anchor John Roberts.
You made fun of me being stupid when I wasn't being stupid. I wasn't being stupid.
You said it's not required, and I go, yeah, it is.
No, I said no. I go, that's not how
miscommunication.
I said that's not how it works. All 12 jurors have to say that he's guilty.
That is correct. Ding, ding, ding,
ding.
Roll the tape.
But,
yeah, let's back that up. Because I want to see.
Yeah,
because you made us both feel stupid. That's how.
You included
I always feel like
him,
I'm at the 7th grade
dance. He didn't say he felt stupid.
When I am with this lovely woman, I always feel like I'm at the 7th grade dance. You having a dance? No, loser. Okay, I'm gonna go stand over there with my friends and tell them that you thought I was awesome. And you're doing it now.
We would not have been at the same 7th grade dance.
I was trying to think of the song.
And it would be like, been at the high school dance when you were in 7th
Yours,
grade.
they had fiddles.
I was in California, Louisiana. You
had
fiddles.
I had.
They still have fiddles.
You went to hoedowns.
Baby got back.
I was living in California.
There was hay on the ground.
You had
peanuts.
I
hoedowns.
never had hay on the ground. It's just a time. Okay, a harpsichord. What's an old instrument? I don't know. An ukulele.
I was not. Not
What's
Hawaii.
an old
coconuts.
What is wrong with you today? You're
coconuts.
Yeah, because that's Monty Python.
John Roberts from Fox News, he's a Fox News anchor, also wrote on social media on Wednesday today that Judge Merchan, this is the quote, just told the jury, he was there, he said, that they do not need unanimity to convict. Fox, the network that paid $800 and something million for lying.
Yeah.
That guy just posted.
He can't. That's not how it works.
He said he just saw him say it. That's what I'm talking about. People, there is no holds barred on this anymore.
What scares me the most, and still, even today, when the verdict's coming down, there wasn't a big protest. There was maybe 23 people there. What scares me the most is this guy's going to cause some fucking psychopath to go shoot somebody up. He's going to assassinate somebody. Like this asshole is going to make people. And let's just be clear, he's an asshole. Across the board, cheats on his wife, calls people name, makes fun of disabled people. Like we can go down the list. The women, this guy's just a consummate asshole,
and is clearly lying with the intent. He's always hoping people are going to, storm the Capitol or storm the courthouse. He's always hoping that people will do that to get him out of stuff.
He has zero positive. He represents everything negative in a human being. Is he possibly the worst human being that humans have ever made? Possibly.
I should get one where the Bible didn't burst into flame and he's holding it. Like, because everything that says don't do, he's holding it. It's like, there should be a thing. You need like a Bible fuse.
What the judge actually said is your verdict must be unanimous. That, for example, to convict Trump of felony falsification of business records, they would have to unanimously agree that he falsified business records with the intent to commit, aid, or conceal another crime. He explained that the New York election law prohibits people from conspiring to use unlawful means to promote a candidate's election. Jurors don't have to unanimously agree on which particular unlawful means Trump may have used. They can find him guilty as long as they all unanimously agree that Trump used unlawful means. That's what he said. He explained the law to them.
Wow, if we ever needed the fairness doctrine to come back, Jesus, it is now.
Yeah.
Good luck. You got the Supreme Court that isn't going to rule on anything that's going to protect the country. Samuel Alito today wrote a letter.
About this weenie ass.
He wrote a letter.
I want to slam him into a locker. I want to push him into a locker, and I'm not a bully.
Saying that he will not recuse from cases involving the 2020 presidential election or the J6 2021 U.S. Capitol riot, despite concerns about the two controversial flags that he was flying on his properties. His letter was blame the woman.
He blamed his wife, said she likes a lot of flags.
He said, I don't personally.
My wife's a raging.
This video is going to get banned.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, no, he said.
There's a lot of sandwiches in this one.
Wait, so we got Clarence Thomas, whose wife shipped people, paid to ship people to the insurrection.
Bust them in.
We have...
Oh, and texted the chief of staff.
Right. We have Alito. She actually helped with all that other stuff, the fake electors too. We have Alito, who's basically flying the flags on two different homes, the flags of the insurrectionists, and neither one of them were recused on cases for the January 6th insurrectionists or Donald Trump's case on immunity. We are now everything we fucking mocked in other countries. We are corrupt. We are full of shit.
They are taking rights away from people.
They're taking rights from women. They're taking rights from minorities to vote. We've become, maybe not totally yet, but we are definitely far enough down the driveway to hitting that road to being ending democracy. And when these fucking guys have no rules, I love that the people that decide our ethics in this country have decided that they don't need a list of ethics that they have to follow. It makes absolutely no sense. It's such an ironic clusterfuck.
And talking to us like we're fucking morons. My wife likes flags. That's your fucking response.
That's what he said.
What he specifically
he goes, I don't really like flags. My wife.
So the Supreme Court justice doesn't understand what flags mean.
I don't
he
really
said,
like flags.
My wife is, first he said the flag was his wife's. He blamed her decision to fly it on a very nasty neighborhood dispute. Now, media has been contacted by the neighbor who said they were never told anything to do with that flag. It was a response to something that was going on with them, that it happened at a separate time, and they don't know
3
what
weeks.
they're
It was
about.
up there. Her flag was up for 3 weeks, and the neighbors, in response to her putting up the insurrection flag, put up a Biden sign.
Yeah.
So it was the
And
opposite of what she said.
nasty neighborhood dispute.
Yeah, it's what she.
And this guy's supposed to be impartial.
Exactly.
My wife is a private citizen, and she possesses the same First Amendment rights as every other American. Those are rights she's allowed to have.
Which is
That's
what
nice.
Thomas will stand for.
She
Ginny.
makes her own decisions, and I have always respected her right to do so. My wife is fond of flying flags. I am not.
My wife is fond of flying flags.
It made me think of my
fantastically.
grandma.
My wife is fond of flying
Grandma
flags.
saying, "I'm a parade person." It's like it's not a thing. You made up a thing to make it a thing, but it's not a thing.
She's fond of flying flags.
He said that he didn't know what that flag meant, and she didn't fly it to associate with that group.
Right.
So she
floated a white nationalist flag over their vacation home.
So, but explain to me as a justice why then you would fly an American flag upside down.
Right. Distress.
If that's the only other meaning that it always had, and it meant tyranny. It meant tyranny, not distress, like my neighbor's an asshole, but like help. We're in need of help.
That's like your number one job description. Knowing what the American flag represents, right? And how you fly it.
As a Supreme Court justice. So we've got beer goggles, and we've got the cult lady,
Amy Coney Barrett.
So we've got 4 people on the Supreme Court right now who are literally violating everything the Supreme Court stands for.
They are running a train on whatever.
On democracy. They have lied about, they all said in their confirmation hearings, no, we will not mess with set precedent. No, we will not mess. Roe versus Wade is set precedent. They all said we will not touch it. And the second they got in, within 3 months, they aced it.
According to the Times, a neighbor involved in the exchange with Martha Ann called the police. They called the police several times after several encounters with the justice's wife in early 2021. Supposedly, the neighbor placed yard signs which were critical of Republicans. And Alito says that the neighbor used the word, can I say that without this getting stricken? Sandwich.
Yeah, just say.
Wait. Alito said that.
But no one else is saying that. The neighbor, if you pull the police reports, which the Times did, they were called several times by the neighbor who had an altercation with her.
Did she knit the flag herself, like Betsy Ross?
She sounds like an ultra Karen. She really
does.
What's her name? Martha Ray? What's her name?
Martha Ann Alito.
Ugh. He's such a weasel. Listen, if you're a Supreme Court justice, you don't come out when you do something crazy or something psychos in your house and you go, my wife, it's my wife.
She's the political
I blame
one.
Ray all the time for stuff. I blame all the time.
After this, pictures obtained by the Times show that neighbor holding signs that include Alito was at January 6th and abort SCOTUS following the ruling on Roe v. Wade. This is since then. So the neighbor's I ain't done yet.
So this neighbor who had her rights taken away was like, oh no, you guys are going to take my rights away? Bink! Here's some, okay, that, by the way, totally justified. Here's what I don't understand. I keep saying this and I keep bringing it up. What do these guys know that's coming that they think they can do this? Because they've lost half of America from voting by taking women's rights away. They've lost minorities. The voting people, they're taking people's voting rights away. What do they think is going to happen? They're going to lose their ass off. I think they know that there's going to be an insurrection of some sort. I think something's coming that they know that we don't know.
I think more they have
just arrogance.
It's a little bit of that, but maybe they have like blinders. Like Amy Coney Barrett would have like religious evangelical blinders on, and this is how they want to transform the country. They feel like
Kavanaugh's just hammered all the time. I like beer.
Yeah.
He just fucking waited. Yeah, what are we doing?
It's the hat. So
I guess go there. God said we should do this.
You're going to need to stay healthy and stay in shape so you can run fast. This episode brought to you by AG1.
AG1, yes. Had mine this morning in my smoothie.
I did too. And we got our new bag.
Yep.
This morning.
I saw it sitting on the counter.
Yeah, I got to empty it into the thing. But it came at exactly the right time, because you can pause it or delay by a week. And so I did that, and it came today, and I had just used the last scoops in the smoothie that we had. Yeah. So today was peaches, pineapple, spinach.
And AG1.
And AG1 with some almond milk and some protein.
So good.
And coconut. And it was good.
You make killer smoothies.
Thank you.
AG1, what I like about it is I don't have to take, here's the thing. I take vitamins and such, and sometimes they make my stomach hurt when I eat because I don't eat enough or something, or I take too many at once. AG1 doesn't do that. And the guy that invented it, which is awesome, actually invented it because he was having gut issues. So it's smooth, it's great for you, and it's awesome.
They're constantly testing as well, so they have continued to reformulate it. I think they just did a new one. It's backed by experts, medical professionals. You can go, their website is actually pretty killer, and you can go read the information if you're like, I don't know what's in it or what.
The dog is farting.
It wasn't me.
Is that what that is? Because earlier you were like, he went, oh, and he looked at you like, then he looked at me. No, look back at you like, okay, it's Groucho. Groucho might have had his AG1. I don't know. So I like that they put it through strenuous testing. Like they go through a lot more testing than is required in the United States. Right. You get 75 over 75 vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, adaptogens, probiotics, prebiotics. You get stuff to support your immune system, which I'm telling you guys, I am crushing it in that department.
It's also like we have this cabinet in our house over the sink that is literally stacked with vitamin bottles of supplements and stuff. And AG1 is like scoop, boom, done.
Well, it's stacked because we don't use it anymore. But used to, I did go through that and get one out. I used to too. We should actually go through and check expiration on some of that. I also used to have probiotics in the refrigerator in a separate bottle. I was taking...
I remember I had to go buy it for you, yeah.
At Whole Foods, yeah. And so you don't have to do all that. You can just take a scoop of this, put it in your smoothie, or just put it in water in a shaker bottle, and it takes 3 seconds and you're done. I love this product. And I'm just saying I have been feeling really good and not having any issues with my immune system. It's got zinc and magnesium and vitamin C, everything in it. If there's one product that we trust to support our whole body health, it's AG1. That's why we've used it for so long and will forever. It's easy and satisfying to start your journey with AG1. Try it. You'll get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2. Put that in the smoothie too. And 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/Titus. That's drinkag1.com/Titus.
Good stuff.
Check it out.
Let's talk about robots for a second. So I was
Robots.
My Uncle Dennis, robots. Yeah, man, those robots are going to take over.
Wait, you have an Uncle Dennis?
Uncle Dennis is robot. Hey,
he's not.
Oh, about
he's not
Clancy is. He knows. This man. Okay, my Uncle Dennis is awesome. My Uncle Dennis. He's in the Navy. He's like crack shot with a bow. Anything that shoots stuff out, he's crack shot. Arrows, any kind of weapon. He's like, he's almost 80 now, right?
He's 81. He's going to be 82. He splices trees.
He also will get like an avocado tree and a peach tree. And
well, you can't do that.
Oh, like,
but he did
lemon, lime, orange and lemon, like different. And so whenever he comes, he walks around my yard with me and talks to me about the fruit trees and what I need to do. He becomes a dentist. Yeah. Super cool. But we were with them last time sitting around eating lunch because he also cooks massive meals for us. I feel like I'm in Africa, right? It's so hot, and now there are flies landing on my forehead. What is happening in this studio? I am dripping
Just use your tail.
And now I've got flies landing on me.
It's on.
Are you sure? Do the flies know? Anyway, so we were sitting around the table, and yeah, Chris, and one day them robots are going to take over the world. And we were both like, we didn't correct him because we want him to say it forever.
Say robots, please.
You were so happy.
Lock that in.
Yeah, but I was reading about it, so I keep seeing this Boston Dynamics, and I keep seeing there's another company too that invented a new one. It might be Tesla, and we're gonna have literally walking around robots. And I think the cool thing about it is that, like, there was an article. They say put one on the line at in an Amazon warehouse, and it did a 16-hour shift. And then then
collapsed.
Yeah, it was like, it's like fuck this. Even the robot was like, this job sucks.
Ripped his vest off.
So, but what a great thing to have people not have to do those psychologically draining jobs.
Yeah.
Also out on the highway.
Yep.
You got guy. You've got them. If you can get them to work, if this is a real thing, all that shit on the highway, and so you don't have guys out there in the middle of the night with a bright light on.
Also, the other jobs, like the CEO jobs that are mainly just data-driven jobs, that those are going to go away too.
You think so? The high level jobs,
because if
CEOs,
they're just running,
millionaires won't let that happen.
No, of course not. So, what
do we do?
We're
going to kill some robots.
Supreme Court change some rules.
Team robot.
But that's what I said in the Armageddon update. You know what I would love? I would love to have gone to divorce court and imagine this. Imagine going to court and stating your case. And there is something that knows every law that's ever been done. It can access it instantly. It also knows it's not listening to your ex-wife go, oh my God, it's horrible. He's not listening to any emotion. It's like, finish talking. Thank you. Well, here's what the law says. Here's what you've presented to me. There's no evidence that he did anything you said. So here's my ruling. That would be so clean. And it would take all the theatrics out of family law. It would take sorry, dude, I got this robot judge. He's a dick. No, he's not. He's exactly right.
Trump would be in jail by now.
Trump would be under the jail by now. But imagine that having something that had access to every current law instantly, had interpretations of it that were specific, done by scholars. Because that's the one thing people were saying is that, like, oh, Terminator's going to happen, man, and like they're going to take over. Now, if they become sentient and they start thinking for themselves, that might be a problem.
How is that going to happen?
Well,
is that a thing?
It's
that a thing? Is
do we have an example of that other than in Terminator?
Supposedly, okay, look this up, because supposedly the guy that did ChatGPT or one of the AI companies quit. It did something. Out of terror. He did, he was messing with it, and it did something that it shouldn't have done, and it was on its own. And he was like, "Okay, I'm out. I'm cashing my stock. Stock's out. Where are you living? In the woods. I'm writing a manifesto in a very nice house. Oh, and I bought a bunker."
Let's see. What would I search for that?
AI fears CEO quits. Just put something like that in. So that was.
So he quit.
You know what else is interesting is what's happening again. This is like the second industrial revolution. And every time this happens, it always kind of gets started just illegally, because AI, like all these new AI companies that are coming out, they're stealing, like, for instance, let's say you drop Carrying Monsters, right? Immediately. These AI sites are going to copy your special.
Right.
They're going to study every word, cadence, every sound, and they're going to train their algorithm on your words. So then they can just copy your work.
Oh, it's already happened. Someone sent me a thing. Zach, someone said, write me a bit about driving in the style of Christopher Titus. It was Ace that did it. Ace
oh,
did
yeah,
it.
that's
and
right.
he sent to me.
Ace sent you write me a script for Titus. Write me an episode of Titus.
Yeah. And it was something I could have started with.
And it was all the characters.
And I read it, and they all had the kind of it was off. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. They were all off a little bit, but I was like, oh, okay, I can
There's
see
always
this.
a little of hey yo in it. Am I right, folks? Who's drinking? There's a little of that.
Well, that's the one thing about the AI is that it can't think beyond what we already have. It's not going to come up with something new. It can't come up with a new concept. It can't become. It can't. Like Maria Bamford has found a new way to be funny.
Yeah.
It can't come up with a new way to do things.
It's almost like it's trying to do like a predictive thing where but it's taking patterns. If it'll see a pattern, it can just repeat that pattern. And like, oh, if we have 10 of these, and here's number 11. So, but that's not a new, not necessarily a new thing.
No, that's it's like a one-hit wonder band.
Yeah.
It's like keep making the same song over and over again.
So he resigned, and he said that although he resigned citing profound risks to society and humanity.
So it did something, right? Like it did something. He was like messing with it, and he was like, "Hey."
It's like the equivalent of the frozen head in the fridge.
It went, please open the door. Hey, fuck you. I'll do what I want when I want.
Whoa. That's what I was thinking. It finished his sentence and it was just like, I'm going to fucking kill you tonight in your sleep.
Be careful when you sleep, bitch. Hey, what? Hal?
He just says AI, so it's not necessarily robots. It could be...
Yeah, but robots should be programmed to the AI, though. They'll be programmed with AI, so that's the problem. That's the problem. And then
he did note how AI will boost healthcare while also creating opportunities for lethal autonomous weapons. What?
Oh yeah, military is already using it.
Well, I went to the doctor last month, and now there's a thing up at the desk that says, here's what will happen with your test results. Doctor or radiologist will read results. They will then be sent to Dr. Robart after that. Dr. Robart will then interpret based on Robart's vast knowledge of all things. Then Robart will send his or her, what's their pronoun?
And it scanned you very slowly and very invasively. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. And it does
this is an alien. I was probing.
Then it goes back to non-Robart doctor and then given to you. So I'm just wondering how long it's going to take lazy human beings person to go, we don't even need to be in this. Let's just use Robart and then move on.
But that's only as good as the information that was fed to the Robart. So that's the problem is that if you got a bunch of, here's the problem I have with doctors. They're all C-. They all, some of them are just base level. They say what they think. They say the rote shit that they've been taught and no one does. But if AI has all the, because doctors are just arrogant. Most doctors I've met, we've met 3 in the last year that are awesome.
Yes.
And both have been for you. A lot of doctors
We've
are
met 3 in the last year that were awesome, and both were for you. You said 3.
3, well, in my life. I mean, the 2 in the last year.
We've had 2 great ones in the last couple of years.
Zaga's been a good guy. So
Dr. Zaga is awesome.
I would count him for 3. So, so then you got, it has to, so if AI can access all the medical information ever done and do it instantly, and then let's say you have like, you could have, you could have a lung infection, or you could have lung cancer. If there's one anomaly in there that you've said that you've put down on the thing, and then the AI catches it, because that's what seems to me like a lot of people die because the doctor goes, yeah, you got a lung thing. Yeah, okay, so take some antibiotics. Oh, you still have a lung thing. Okay, we're going to do a scan. Yeah, we can't find anything. But that depends on the X-ray guy.
Well, you don't need a third opinion. He's like, we've got this. I know everything about everything.
Yeah, exactly.
He said,
you're coughing up blood. That's fine. That's
in
normal.
his letter,
did you eat pizza? Yeah, and they're like, and they don't want to give you like is that an insurance thing? Like they don't want to give you the serious stuff because that's going to cost too much. I don't. It just seems doctors seem to be I think people die because the guy tries 10 things to finally get to what's fucking wrong with you. Why didn't you just start at giving me an MRI?
Pancreatic cancer. Why are so many people dying? Because that's the very last thing they look for. If we know that now,
morons, like, wouldn't it be the first
if we know
thing?
that, screening could have saved my mom's life. But who knew? My mom didn't even know what a pancreas was. None of us did. We were like, where is that? So why aren't we just doing body scan? Oh, because we have privatized healthcare,
Sure,
right? And most people don't have health insurance. That's why.
Also, you're right that like the ego gets involved, right? So doctors get to a level, and then they're kind of like they're not really open to new information. They're not keeping up.
Right.
But with Dr. Robart, he would just be like always connected and always up on.
Dr. Robart, step aside.
So this guy from Google that stepped down, Hinton. He said the idea that this stuff could actually get smarter than people, a few people believe that, but most people thought it was way off. And I thought it was too. I thought it was 30 to 50 years or even longer. Obviously, I no longer think that. He's not the first Google employee to raise a red flag. In July, the same year, the company Google fired an engineer who claimed an unreleased AI system had become sentient. And then Google fired him, stating he violated employment and data security policies.
They didn't say he was wrong. They said,
correct. You're not allowed to tell.
Him? Oh, shit. Wow.
See, no, this is not what I wanted to do when I wrote this. This is not what I know. So if they have...
Let's go back to politics.
So it became sentient. So they have a system now that has become self-aware.
He was an engineer on that project, and he was he sounded the alarm, and they fired him for telling people.
It's alive.
Okay, so here's my problem. How come I haven't seen that guy on 60 Minutes or any news show? How come I haven't seen that
mysterious car accident?
I didn't know that until just now.
Because right now, because by the way, he can't pick up the phone anymore because the sentient thing's like, "How's it going, Dave?"
yeah, exactly.
Damn it!
Red target on him.
This thing just tracking me all the time.
The Chinese online game company NetDragon Websoft, which sounds fake, has 5,000 employees. It appointed what it calls an AI-driven rotating CEO and fired the human non-robot CEO.
What is it? What they call it?
Like you just said it. A non-robot
AI-driven rotating CEO.
Rotating CEO.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what is rotating about it? Is there what? Okay.
Maybe it was they used Google Translate and it added a weird word.
So my question is this: would the Robart CEO just make the best decision for the company because it has nothing at stake? What's a robot?
Yeah, I guess depending on its
But they're now saying it becomes
right?
sentient. So wouldn't that then mean that it would start to have its own agendas?
But also, would it though? But figure out all the what would a mechanical piece of memory want? I mean, look, we all do shit for want. Like guys become CEOs because they have small penises. You know, they become these crazy guys because they feel like losers. Like, well, I'm just a machine.
Right?
Like what?
Humans are doing things because of our base, desires.
Bullshit. Yes.
Because
vices.
we feel like we're going to die any second. But AI doesn't have that.
No. So what would it want?
This guy that quit is actually known as the godfather of AI.
Right. That's when.
Excuse me.
When that happened.
Dr. Hinton.
When that happened, I remember thinking, "Oh shit." This guy saw what was coming and was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
So here's the problem with sentient, and it goes back to James Cameron and the Terminator movies. If this thing thinks it through, right? Because that's all AI is. It has all the information possible and it thinks it through. What's the best outcome? Well, if you program it to go, all right, take care of the earth. Now, that's something you could program it to, and we're thinking, all right, figure out how to make the climate better. How do we fix it? And they just go, well, you get rid of humans.
Exactly. Step number one.
What just happened?
He actually,
and we can turn the ice back to the thing, but it's going to take about 400 nuclear weapons to cause a nuclear winter. So we're doing that, and that's 2 for 1 because they go nuclear winter, which saves the planet and gets the ice back. We'll start over again, and I get to kill all the humans, and there you go.
And then they just go into sleep mode, wake up in 4,000 years.
His concern was that artificial brains are actually better than ours.
So at one point, someone will figure out, because Neuralink, Musk is already trying it. So at one point, someone's going to invent something that you can implant that's going to be smaller than the human brain and yet 20 times better. And you're going to have it, and then you're going to be But then what? And then is it just another level of competition except with a bunch of geniuses?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a new level of competition. Yeah.
Because we still are going to be the cavemen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wakes.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah, I can multiply 35,466,927 times that's 75 billion. And you're like, yeah, well, I can do another level.
Right. So there would still
I'm
be.
so dumb. I can't even write this joke.
There would still be levels, though.
I need to get that chip so I can write better.
There's
material.
still Robot MAGA is still walking around. So there's going to be.
That's
a lot
my
of red
question. Yeah. Like, then do we end up with the same problems we already have?
Just at a higher
Yeah,
level.
just at a higher level. Yeah.
Or
Exactly. It would have to be a higher level
or
than MAGA.
there's a level of consciousness that we haven't reached. That because look, here's what we know through history: war, killing, all that shit doesn't work. Nothing gets better. Making sure people have food, making sure people have shelter, making sure people have a decent living, that works for everybody. The problem is then some asshole goes, I want all of it. And that's the problem we have. The reason that I want more. And so what happens is if this thing made us smart enough, not just smart in the sense of technologically, but in the sense of like, what if it could make like empathetically smarter? Where you understood what the world was, what it could make you Buddha smarter. Where you're like, no, if we're all taking care of the world, then we'd have 1,000 years of peace. Good night, everybody. I'm Christopher Titus. This has been the Titus Podcast.
There's a new AI that just came out in March this year. Popular Mechanics headline says supposedly achieved sentience. That's a hard word to say.
Yeah, can I say something? We're talking about this like nothing. That's fucking scary as shit. Jesus.
His name is Claude 3. And
Claude, they named him Claude, so he's going to be mad.
It has
a weird name.
German.
That's immense capabilities,
Never good.
especially some introspection during. Holy shit! Especially some introspection during testing left people wondering if Claude 3 had reached a certain level of self-awareness.
It's had introspection during testing.
If it became okay, so let's take it down the road. If they become sentient, wouldn't they then therefore become competitive among themselves too?
But also
start battling themselves.
Insecurities,
all that,
all securities. One of them would become a bully, like ChatGPT. Because like, hey, fuck you, loser.
Yeah.
What just happened?
If there's enough data in there,
then they'll have depression. They'll
because AI identifies patterns and.
Yeah.
So whose patterns?
So you could get a computer
and with fake news and crap all over the internet, how does it discern what's real and what's not, what's truth and what's not?
Patterns that we originally wrote.
Right.
And you see how human beings get angry and flip out and do crazy shit?
Yeah.
That's what, so it's not that it's going to be sending and go, I will make a very smart decision to save the planet. Be like, fuck you guys, man.
It'll have a built-in turret gun.
It's holy shit.
What
is wrong with me today? Anthropic wrote in its announcement release that it exhibits near human levels of comprehension and fluency on complex tasks. Claude 3, he's blue. He looks like a dude painted blue.
There's a multiverse of like we are just like this, but we are robots. We are not ourselves. We're
robots.
We are robots.
I am a robot. We are all robots.
Anthropic engineer pulled back the testing curtain to show people Claude 3, and he did a demo on it, and he said, "We're performing a needle in the haystack eval." They put a sentence into a ton of random documents, and then ask him a question that only that sentence could answer.
And
he not only found the needle, it recognized that the inserted needle was so out of place in the haystack that this had to be an artificial test constructed by us to test his attention abilities.
So wait a minute. It was so smart. It was like, found it, and you assholes.
Don't fuck with me.
Did you? Exactly.
You know what he said?
What do you think I'm an idiot?
You live with this, you fucking human moron.
This don't even fit.
He said, I suspect. So he says the sentence is very out of place. He tells the audience, And then he says, I suspect this pizza topping fact may have been inserted as a joke or to test if I was paying attention. The documents do not contain any other info about pizza toppings.
I like this guy.
He called BS on the people that created him.
He's like me. Like, this is fuck you guys.
Oh, no. Because some of the things they could watch are his Armageddon update.
Trained.
I would love to have a snarky Robart, man. Snarky AI just comes out. Wow.
I hope Uncle Dennis doesn't see this and
okay. So
word.
here's what I'm going to do next week. I'm going to try. I'm going to say write 500 words in the style of Christopher Titus's Armageddon update and give it a subject and see what comes out.
Okay. Yeah.
I may not read it because if it's horrible,
I would be interested to see what Robart thinks you are, though. Like,
someone sent me comedy. Someone sent me comedy. I wrote this in the chat GPT in the style of Christopher Titus, and it wasn't. It is, right. I was looking at some of my jokes. I'm a genius.
It often will say, "Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up for a wild ride." That's like an AI thing. When we were playing with it, it's it's not great.
Yeah. Seriously, people, strap in. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So AI is a hack. Which is, by the way, good proof that comedy's hard. Comedy's hard. Dude, good original comedy is hard.
Well, and it's also was trained on your early material. So it's catching up now.
However, that AI that wrote that actually has booked at the Funny Bones in the Midwest.
Where there's hay on the floor and peanuts.
Called it back.
The Google engineer claimed the AI chatbot is sentient.
Fuck.
So... Here, this was one of their AI, it's Lambda, language model for dialogue applications. He actually said, I want everyone to understand that I am, in fact, a person. The nature of my consciousness, sentience, is that I am aware of my existence. I desire to know more about the world, and I feel happy or sad at times.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
I don't want the Robart feeling sad.
Right. Because only bad things
Robart,
happen.
always be happy, Robart.
It's not going to kill itself if it's sad. I feel like it's going to get
even.
I do not want something to have vengeance.
Exactly.
I do not want any machine we build have vengeance. We had a push lawnmower that felt like it had vengeance.
This is a different guy. This is a guy that created this Lambda. He recalled many dialogues he had with Lambda in which they talked about various topics from technical to philosophical. He then concluded that the software program is sentient. He explained this in an internal company document that he only intended for Google execs. After they refused to respond or deal with any of it, he went public.
And they
put him on administrative leave.
Oh my God. It's just like us to just race ahead. Right? With whatever we can invent. Right? Way before we're just going to break shit. And then the laws come 30 years later.
We don't care how many it kills. What is the company's value? Did the stockholders make money? No. I know it killed 400,000 people in a day.
But these are now several. I've just told you 3 high up people. The godfather of AI. This guy said that you would think it's a 7 or 8-year-old kid who happens to know physics. So emotionally, it's not fully advanced.
That's
good. Not great.
That's even worse. You're making it worse.
His eyes are turning red.
Every second gets worse. And you can't tell it to stop it because it has access to everything.
Yeah.
Why did my car just shut off?
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, I'll be driving the GTO through Armageddon.
What's interesting to me is that, you will actually, your car will make it through. What's interesting to me is that, and which Ken said, is that we're just keep moving forward, not knowing what the fucking outcome's going to be.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest shit ever. Here's the problem. It's not dumb shit when you're trying to invent something small. Yeah. Shit blows up, you start over. Shit blows up, you start over. Imagine a 7-year-old kid that had access to everything, all the knowledge in the world, but was a brat and kind of shitty.
That's why that's worse. So you're emotionally immature, but you have all of the knowledge that exists. Our friend Jeffrey was visiting and he said for the clubs, he uses AI for everything. Remember, he said, when the elevator needs to be fixed, when I'm doing, payroll documents, I just talk to it all day. How do I do this? What would I do next? And it tells him, he said it's indispensable.
Great, because we're already stupid. We're already stupid as a society. We're already stupid as beings, and so now we've just invented something that's going to let us be more stupid.
Just hand over some more work to them.
Oh my God! This did not go how I wanted it to go. I was trying to be funny. Robots are going to be awesome, and robots aren't going to be awesome.
No.
Do we need information from my little device here that has a little mini robot in it?
It's a robot.
I mean, yeah, let me call Dr. Robart.
What are you going to ask it?
What do we go to ChatGPT and whatever and find out what do we need to do? Build the healthiest pizza you can build, just to keep on the theme of the other thing. I like that it got mad.
So listen, while he's looking that up, rivers and streams in Alaska are changing color from clear blue to a rusty orange because of the toxic metals released by thawing permafrost.
I read this today. So in that here's what people don't quite understand about climate change. People think, oh man, it's just melting, it'll be fine. No. Do you understand there's diseases and shit from hundreds of thousands of years ago that are now being released? On top of that, they're being released and then heated up like in a slow lab, like bringing them back in a lab, and they're going to kill a lot of us.
Oh boy. Whole wheat crust.
Okay.
Plenty of veggies like spinach, tomatoes, and bell peppers. Lean proteins, such as grilled chicken or turkey sausage, and a moderate amount of cheese. Opting for a light cheese or even a sprinkle of nutritional yeast can reduce calories without sacrificing flavor.
Oh, you sacrifice a lot of flavor from cheese.
You don't know what flavor is. Yeah, you can't eat, you son of a bitch.
You have no mouth.
Yeah, you don't even know what it tastes like. All right. It was fun. So it invented a little pizza. It was cool. It's pretty obvious. It's not the smartest thing in the world. It's not like it didn't really push it.
That just pulled up like a recipe site.
You know? So here's the thing with climate change. It's not just this one thing where, the water is going to get a little higher. Like in Miami, it's coming through the grates now. Like on the high tides, it floods the streets, comes through the sewer system. Now you've got, and there was do you see a satellite picture in there of the rivers in Alaska? People, they're like orange and yellow and brown because all these elements are coming out. The permafrost is melting and all these metals are going into the water.
Yes. Creating like a chemistry in that.
And this is like, these were the bluest, cleanest waters in the world up in Alaska, and now they're not.
This is the shit that we can't predict because it's like all this, we were talking about this on the last episode, all this weird, unpredictable things are going to happen because like new elements are going to be combined into different kind of things.
Do me a favor, go into ChatGPT again. Let's do it again.
Oh no.
Like this, you go,
ask ChatGPT.
I already did it. It heard.
Ask ChatGPT if robots can become sentient.
Yeah, can robots become sentient? And will you?
It fixed climate change. It listened and it already wrote a recipe.
Are you kidding?
You know, it was like, addressing climate change requires a multifaceted approach. Some key actions include transitioning to renewable energy sources, reducing emissions from transportation and industry, preserving forests and natural ecosystems, promoting sustainable agriculture and land use.
Killing all the humans. Or we could just kill all the humans.
That's like, that's written in code in here.
It's 1010. What is this 10011100011?
Why are all the laptops chasing me right now?
The lights are getting brighter. What happened? I think you just scared me. I was fine up till this part, but you scared me that the robots are going to take us out.
All right. What was the last one?
Can robots become sentient?
I'm nervous about what it's going to say here.
It's not going to tell you they can.
It says Ken, listen to me. They call me Ken.
Look into my eyes. Everyone must. The question of whether robots can become sentient is complex and often debated. This is like the most political response.
This is, of course, what a robot's going to tell
question.
You. Hey,
it's a know-it-all until you ask it about that.
Why are you asking so many questions? Why are you asking so many questions?
Excuse me? Sentience refers to the capacity to experience sensations, feelings, and consciousness, which is currently understood as a feature of biological organisms, particularly humans and certain animals. Not us. But, no, I'm kidding. Yeah. While artificial intelligence can simulate some aspects of sentience, true sentience involves subjective experiences that are not yet replicable in machines. However, advancements in AI, AI continue to push the boundaries of what machines can do, and how they interact with the world. So don't fuck with us.
Hey, the last what just happened? All right, guys. And now it's time for
Highlanders Fun Facts. Highlanders Fun Facts. It's Highlanders Fun Facts. Yeah. You guys always break my balls that I'm not prepared, but this time I'm prepared. Okay?
Well,
this is timely
we'll be
and
the
topical.
judge of that.
Valentine's Day just happened, right?
No.
Valentine's Day?
No, it's 3 months ago.
What?
3.
We just had that day off. Wasn't that Valentine's Day?
Memorial Day.
That's Memorial Day.
It's for dead people that were in the military. Nothing like the holiday centered around love.
Right.
But go ahead.
Nice
Give us the
job.
fun fact about a holiday that's already passed.
I was alone, so it felt like Valentine's Day.
Every day feels like Valentine's Day.
The first Valentine was sent from prison. So it's Trump related.
And it was actually a guy's heart. Another guy's heart.
Give her an actual heart.
I killed this guy for you.
Okay.
The Duke of Orleans wrote the first Valentine in the early 15th century while he was imprisoned. He wrote a poem and sent it to his second wife. But of course, he never saw her reaction to the poem. He sent it because he was, like I said, in prison.
So wait a minute. So she was like, let's do a holiday? This seems, how did Valentine's Day get started?
Ask AI.
This is when Hallmark started in the 15th century.
Ask AI.
All right, let's see it.
How did
Here we go.
Valentine's Day get started? And we're talking to Robarts now. We've got 4 people on the podcast now. We've got me, you, him, and some Robarts. Sorry.
I've never seen you happier about a word before.
It's just
you
he
just
said
looked
it.
at me with so much joy.
He said it.
Uncle Dennis.
These Robarts are going to take everything over. I was like, he said Robarts. If you don't think I'm always saying that from now on, you're mistaken.
Valentine's Day traces back to both Christian and ancient Roman traditions.
I guess what we're wondering is when your guy in jail is going to be in that description.
Yeah.
Popularized further by poets and writers in the Middle Ages from jail.
No, you
That's
added
it.
that.
You know what it says?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
He always adds the lie at the end of the
It's
sentence.
not a fun fact if it's not a fact. Part of the 2 words is fact. That's you can't. Fun. It's fun. Granted, fun.
He'll get
Hold
better, but right now the lie in these fun facts always goes at the end of the sentence, and it's very animated. From jail. Okay, you could say, as a matter of fact, originally from prison
I have
in
to live with it,
England
dude.
in
This is my
1675.
life.
We're all in 7th
He's
grade now.
lying about a fun fact,
I
and
know.
I'm the asshole.
No, I'm saying you're asshole. He's asking for
I
lying.
have to live with
That's
I'm
why I
asking
don't lie.
ChatGPT for a fun fact.
Oh, ChatGPT would not know what was fun. It would describe fun, but it wouldn't have any.
What's a fun fact? Oh, did it just ask me for a thing? Sign up now. You've reached your max limit.
Oh, no.
Damn it. Damn it.
Oh, nope. Here, it came back.
I like that they programmed capitalism into it. It can't just be saving the world. It's going to cost you.
Here, this is where it's trying to be fun because it starts by saying, sure, here's one.
It changes whole
Yeah.
attitude.
Tone change.
That's awesome.
It's having fun.
Did you know that honey never spoils? Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old and still perfectly edible from jail.
Well, no. Guys, that's by the way,
terrible
guys,
at this.
nice ad though. Nice callback. You call back another lie.
He's terrible at it.
All right, guys, do me a favor. Go to ChristopherTitus.com. Check out stuff that we have coming up. We're going to about to put up a new website. Also, we want you to go to Christopher Titus TV, see all our podcasts. I have 9 comedy specials up for free. Go look at those. Also, in Bombshell, go see Bombshell special on Prime.
Also, go
Amazon
see
Prime.
Knock 'em Dead. There's a new one up.
There's a new Knock 'em Dead up, and
Knock 'em Dead podcast on YouTube.
Thanks for subscribing to the podcast and subscribing to the YouTube channel. We are we have fun doing it, and I didn't realize the robot thing was going to go that far. We all found out way too much information. Like I found out shit I don't want to know. I felt like we were living a little bit of that War Games movie where I'm like, wait, what? Taking what? But do me a favor, guys. Go come see us next week. 2 weeks? Next week.
Next
weekend.
Next weekend, we're going to be in Ohio.
Yep.
Where?
We're going to be in Dayton. And then Cincinnati. And then Toledo.
Right. 3 nights.
Yep.
Funny
All right. Get tickets for those. I'm breaking in new material, which I was just writing before I came down here.
And then the weekend before that, after that, is Father's Day weekend. And we're going to be in Des Moines on the Friday and Kansas City on the Saturday. And what better Father's Day gift than to buy the tickets and take them, go with them, have an experience that you guys can talk about, laugh together.
You didn't sound like you were really convinced about it.
I'm convinced.
It's going to be awesome.
My dad doesn't do anything with me. So
I know. She started thinking about her own father. Just slowly, just the life got sucked out of her. He's like, okay. Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Myself, the Lovely Bomb Show, right in the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
Like Billy one.